Are you buying it, Keyshawn, that the Chiefs are not talking about the three-peat this week?
You know, it's cool. He's saying that, but you can't tell me not one person. He said one person in the building. Not one person ain't walked around and said, man, we're going to get this three-peat. We gotta do what we need to do. You can't tell me that. I've been in locker rooms. I've been in buildings. That conversation is going to come up. It may not come up with him having that conversation on a consistent basis, but you can't tell me on a sidebar that he hadn't had that conversation with Patty Mahomes, with Taylor Swift, with his brother, his mother, you know, even maybe his position coach, the opportunity that sets before him. In fact, Travis Kelce has talked about this after winning a Super Bowl, even though that was before, he's talking about right now, but you can't tell me it's not on your mind. Can't tell me that.
Yeah, no, you know what I was thinking about it? Because we had the production meeting, I was like, nah, they not talking about it amongst each other. But I thought, like, before I won, this the one championship, that's all we talked about. Like, we got to win it. Yeah. We got to win it. Like, I'm a true believer that you got to manifest it, and you got to manifest it loud. You know what I'm saying? So, like, going into the playoffs, man, we going back-to-back. They went back-to-back. So I cannot believe that they not talking about it. I know this. They like, man, if we win this 3 in a row, man, we going to the south of France. We doing something. But they talking about, man, we going, because that's what we did when we won our first one. We like, hey, we was on the bus before we did it. Like, hey, where we going after we win it? Where we going after? You win 3? They talking about where they going, where they going to kick it at. I'm talking about they making plans right now because when we won it, we already had our flights. We had our flights. They gotta be talking about it. They gotta be planning it.
Usually, when you win one, you come back the next year and your favorite, you start talking about 2. Like, man, we're going to get to 2. We just got to do it this way. We got to do it that way. Yep. And it's okay as long as you perform on the football field. It's okay to embrace the moment.
Yep.
Stop running from the opportunity, you know, of embracing that moment. You've seen it. You've seen it many years, Joy, about going undefeated. When teams got to 14 and, they start getting spooked. Who want to talk about it? Hey, stop it. You want to get to 16-0. You want to get 17-0 if you can get there.
I
am not superstitious.
Why am I not superstitious?
I'm more of like...
you will text before the game is over about how right you are. It'll be halftime. Be like, told y'all,
I'm
jinx
not,
yourself every time.
I'm more routine than superstitious.
So neither of you are superstitious?
No, I don't. See, I always put it out there.
I'm a routine like Paul. I'm just in a routine.
I'm more routine.
I'm routine as well, but I'm definitely superstitious.
No, I don't believe that if I say it and talk about it, that it will happen or won't happen.
You don't believe in the jinx?
No, I don't believe in the jinx because there's been a lot of times when I manifested it, you know? So it go both ways. If I manifest sometime and then I'm trying to and it don't happen, I'm like, whatever.
And it's okay, though, Joy, for him and for them to discuss. See, so they'll probably leave Sunday, Monday to go to New Orleans, I'm assuming. I don't know their schedule, but I'm just thinking a week out. Let's say they leave on Sunday. When they board that plane from Kansas City to New Orleans, whatever it is, 2.5, 3 hour, whatever that flight time is going to be, them dudes going to be on that plane talking about,
man, we get this one.
Man, we get this one, man. Just think if you
But you got to understand, too, Keith, on the roster, everybody ain't been part of the two-peat either. It's only the guys that was a part of the two-peat.
But you still part of the three-peat, even though you wasn't part of the two-peat.
You might be on there part of the one-peat.
You might not be.
You just got there.
But you still are now part of the three-peat, because once we win the three-peat and we take that picture, my name and my picture going to be right there.
Yeah, you're a part of that three-peat regardless.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe they just aren't talking to him about it. Maybe he's superstitious. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it, and so they're not.
Man, that's a party line that he's using. And that's okay. It's fine, but don't... Look, he can fool everybody else out there. You can't fool me with, I'm not going to talk about it. It's not something I'm thinking about right now. Oh, okay, sure. Taylor Swift never said what it's going to feel like to win 3. She never told you that. She never once asked you anything on date night about what it's like.
Maybe she knows that he is superstitious, and so she doesn't want to risk...
so now he's superstitious, but here he is talking about it after winning the Super Bowl about three-peat. But he's superstitious?
Emotions are high. You know, you're trying to gas up the crowd.
We're trying to get 3.
You know, it's easy applause guy moment.
Yeah.
You know, he's settled down and he's realized he doesn't want to talk about it.
You know who's going to benefit off of this? Quiet as kept if they three-peat?
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley.
Oh, did he? Because he has a patent or something.
He got the trademark on.
Three-peat, yeah. Yeah, Pat's gonna have a.
Well, as long as they don't say it, right, or something. I don't.
Well, I mean,
it's gonna be on merch.
Oh, merch. That's right. The merch.
Yeah.
Merch.
He was ahead of this.
Ooh.
Staying with the Chiefs, Travis also talked about how he's handled his team getting the villain label. I have a hard time accepting that a team is the villain when Andy Reid is the coach. Like, it's not. I really take villains very seriously. Like, I think a good story needs a good villain.
Well,
but Andy Reid is just too lovable for me.
No, but it's not. It's not Andy Reid, right? It's you get too many calls. Look, this is the issue with the Kansas City Chiefs. The ball hit the ground. They didn't overturn it.
I mean, listen,
the first down, he didn't get it.
People hate greatness.
And
we got to build things up to tear them down. You can't just ascend. You have to stumble along the way. But if you just ascend, you've got to be torn down so that then you can rise again, and then we'll leave you alone. That's how it goes. I'm just saying, I do not see the Chiefs as a villainous team. I know everyone is trying to push this narrative. It doesn't have any juice to me. Andy Reid is one of the most lovable personalities in all of sports. This entire dynasty is fun and high-flying, and you had Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce is with America's darling. Like, it's just not villainous.
You just said it.
It's not
Travis
Kelce. There's nothing dark and ominous about this.
I know, but Travis Kelce is with America's darling. So you know how much hate and vitriol for other fan bases they feel about that relationship and panning to her every single time a small little something happens in a game with Travis Kelce. So they take that fuel and they use it to turn it into a villain, even though that's really not what they should be doing.
I'm great. I'm not a hater. I don't like to expand into how they live their lives. All I'm saying is I just don't see this as a villainous organization. Like the Patriots, I got it. Do your job the Patriot way. On to Cincinnati, no personality. They had their scandals. Like, that track, that made sense. This is fun. You guys are doing a lot.
And they always give it Patrick Mahomes. He gets all the calls in people's eyes.
So did Brady. And
that's
will
why,
every great
though.
Oh, my God, cry about it. Go beat them.
I don't
see, they grew into the villain. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for a person like myself who's always been the villain, I enjoy it. It's fun being a villain, Joy. It's fun.
It is fun, but you guys had that already. Like, this is not, it fits.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they've grown into it. If they win one more, I can see it like snowballing into more of a villain come next year. They're like kind of like creeping into a villain territory.
Everything seems to have worked out perfectly for the Kansas City Chiefs in their Super Bowl quest of all the Super Bowls. With the New England Patriots, people feel like they had to do certain things to be able to get to those Super Bowls, which is crazy because they was running up the score on people regardless to if the footballs had less air in it or not. But all of those sort of things is why people kind of turned against New England. And like you said, you got we're going to Cincinnati. You just got that sort of behavior.
It had that energy to it.
And it just, Kansas City doesn't, but it's manufactured because he gets all the calls now, even though Tom Brady did.
I understand
they get all the calls.
Like villain has such a arrogance to it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel that from there. It ain't like no arrogance. It's more like the good kid on the block. You just, they get good grades, on time to everything. That's what this team feel like. It ain't no, like, man, move aside. I'm like that. There's no swag or no arrogance.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? A great team, but it's just like, they're fun. Like,
I enjoy them.
I feel like the villain role is really manufactured with
this manufactured.
team. Like, and not coming from the Chiefs. Like, I think they're just wearing what people are saying about them. And I understand completely what Travis is saying. He doesn't care. Go out and win. What difference does it make what people are saying?
Me, they don't know what it's like to wear the black hat.
But that's what I'm saying.
They
the
don't
black
know.
hat is so
I know
important.
The hat. I know the black hat.
The black hat is so important. And the archetype that wears the black hat really leans into that. Like, I mean, you got Ruski. Like,
but lead into it, though. They should embrace it. Don't run from it.
But it's not there. The aura of their villainous is not there.
Yeah, but embrace it. Take it and say, we the villains. We get ready to go out here and bust y'all head wide open for a third.
It's like Superman to me. They feel like No, they got Superman over there, Wonder Woman. You know what's they called? The Fantastic Four. They got they the heroes. They the Avengers. They the heroes. Come on.
Embrace it though.
Embrace what?
Yeah,
I don't see the Joker in them. I don't see.
They should embrace it. Don't run from it. That's fine. We get ready to go out here and three-peat, and then y'all can talk some more. That's how you just deal with it.
Yeah, and I think that's really what he's talking about. I'm just saying, like, from a media perspective or fan perspective, like, come on, we could do better. I know we need villains for the conversation, but
Philly got more villain in them than Kansas City.
well, because Philly always comes with that energy, but everyone is rooting for Philadelphia. Like, it's like, which makes it really a conflict because most of NFL fans do not like Philadelphia fans or Philadelphia, but everyone's rooting for them this year because they don't, for whatever reason, want to see the Chiefs three-peat.
Right.
So over to the Eagles. It will be the Eagles' second time playing them in 3 years for a chance at the title. Nick Sirianni said the Eagles have a few tweaks ready to go for this time compared to the last time they faced off. So, is it an advantage that the Eagles faced the Chiefs in the Super Bowl before?
Not really. You got a different scheme on both defensive and offensive side of the ball for Philadelphia. You got different coordinators, some new players. Barkley wasn't there. So you're looking at different things, so to speak. You may be able to take a little bit of stuff from some of the guys that was there in Kansas City at the time. But no, that's 2 seasons removed.
I think they've learned things, though. Like the players that were there for the last Super Bowl, and particularly for Jalen Hurts.
Well, you learn what it's like to play in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, like
definitely.
I think that experience is important. I think that's helpful, knowing what it's like to do Super Bowl media, knowing what the schedule is
preparation,
like,
all that.
Preparations are like how uncomfortable you're going to be in different situations because you're not at home and it's not routine. As you both said, you're both very used to routines when you're athletes, like how disrupted all that gets. I think for any of the guys who were there for the last Super Bowl, it's really helpful. To your point, it's a completely different scheme. There are different teams. There's different things going on. But that familiarity of the experience.
That Super Bowl routine the second time around, and Paul in the NBA Finals the second, third time around, I got to get my tickets away right now. I got to get this out the way right now. I got to get that. So I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to potentially hang out a little bit later as we get going in the week. I got to be in a little bit earlier. I didn't know that the first time. Now I know it the second time around. Here's what we gonna do. And so you know all of those things because you've done it before.
Right.
Absolutely no advantage. And I faced this scenario with the Lakers. We won the first year, didn't play them next year, then the third year, same scenario, exactly. So there was no advantage because you got different characters in this movie that play different parts once you get to it. So even though you beat them the first time, Chiefs, that don't mean that you can beat them. You're not familiar with this team exactly right here. There's so many different moving parts. Coaching strategies change. New players come in. The only advantage that the Eagles have is they probably have a lot more motivation going into this one than they did the first one because they know they left something on the table, and this is to the team that took it from them.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think the experience of being in a game like this, particularly for the players at the top, really matters. I'm speaking mostly to Jalen and Nick Sirianni, like knowing what the experience feels like, not having the hype of the week.
Right. That can get overwhelming. So they've been in that now.
Right.
So they're like, all right, this is
as far as the game goes, like they're going to have to play the game.
Right.
But I'm more shocked. I think it's more of an advantage to have already experienced those things throughout the week because it is a lot. And speaking of, we are very excited about the Super Bowl because we are headed to New Orleans. Speak, and the entire FS1 lineup will be live from Bourbon Street on Thursday and Friday as we get ready for Super Bowl 59. And next Friday, we have a Super Bowl special at 2 Eastern on Fox. We'll be joined by special guests all week long. Can't wait for Super Bowl week on FS1.
He was born the year Super Bowl started.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.